We are number one. Hey! Canada beats French Guiana 4-1 to qualify for the 2019 CONCACAF Gold Cup and League A of the 2019-2020 CONCACAF Nations League. With the way the qualification for the Gold Cup this year is set up, it should have been pretty much a given that Canada was going to qualify. But not only did they qualified in dominant style, starting off by beating the US Virgin Islands 8-0. It was the biggest win in Canadian history, easily defeating Dominica 5-0 at BMO Field, beat St. Kitts and Nevis 1-0 in St. Kitts and Nevis. That was the closest game of this entire qualification series, and then easily taking down French Guiana 4-1 in Vancouver. And not only that, at the time that I'm filming this, Haiti and Cuba are currently tied. If they finish the game tied, there's like 5 minutes left in that, Canada will finish as the first place team in the qualifying for the Gold Cup and the Nations League this year. And that's amazing, especially considering other teams such as Jamaica, who's made it to the finals of the past 2 Gold Cups, were in this qualification group. And it's just a huge step forward for Canada Soccer to be first place in this qualification bracket. And also, qualifying for League A of the CONCACAF Nations League is just so important for Canada. It means that they are regularly going to be playing the top competition that CONCACAF has to offer, such as Honduras, Panama, the US, Mexico. This young team is regularly going to be going up against these CONCACAF giants and just giving chances to prove themselves on basically a monthly basis whenever the international breaks are going to be. Basically, prep them in the best way possible for the World Cup qualification for 2022, and this is probably going to give them the best chance they could ever have of qualifying for the 2022 World Cup, just by giving these young players, this very young, very talented team, chances to play together and get to know each other against the top opposition that CONCACAF has to offer, and the opposition that they're going to have to beat to qualify for the World Cup. And going into the Gold Cup this summer, just looking at the players that Canada has on its roster right now, and the youth and the talent of this youth, such as Alphonso Davies, Jonathan David, who has had an absolutely fantastic qualification 4 games, Balou Tabla, Cavallini, I know he's not young, but he's really come into his own under John Herdman for Canada, and he's been absolutely fantastic for these last 4 games. With the talent that we have, honestly, this team should make the semifinals of the Gold Cup at least. This is an incredibly talented team, probably the best team that Canada's had possibly ever going into the Gold Cup, and really should be a semi-final team at least. Depending on the strength of team that the US and Mexico send, they could potentially challenge for the Gold Cup title if they pull everything together and really get behind an effort to push for a Gold Cup final. But yeah, Canada's qualified for League A of the CONCACAF Nations League and the CONCACAF Gold Cup. And dare I say it, is the golden age of Canada soccer just beginning.